Hello everybody, this is Guy, and I'm here to talk to you about Destiny 2 and the news update for today, mostly this week in Bungie. Before we get going, I just want to remind you that you can follow me on Twitch, on Twitter, and right here on YouTube. Now let's get right to it. And before we get to the Destiny, I want to remind you, this is the 48th anniversary of the moon landing. It's one small step for man. It's one giant leap for mankind. So please, at some point, take a moment, go read about Apollo 11 at the NASA website or on Wikipedia. I'll put a link to the NASA website down below, and you can read it. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what Bungie had to say about their game. So basically, they're saying that this week we're putting us to the test. We're all helping them make Destiny 2 be a better game. And they go in and they talk to us here about how a lot of what's going on in the game today is validating the changes that they've already made in the development version of the game. Remember, we are playing a version of the game that's actually a couple months old, even at this moment. It's newer than what they saw at E3, but it's still not the current game that's being developed. So specifically, they're validating a lot of technology. And then Rob Engeln, talks about how some of the changes that players are providing feedback on right now have already been incorporated into the game, including that the ammo, especially power ammo, was too scarce in PvE. I'll just keep reading. In addition to retuning the drop rates, we built a system that guarantees power ammo drops for you and your Farrier team from certain enemies, giving power weapons a more reliable and predictable role in your arsenal. Other areas where we've made significant tuning changes include grenade effectiveness in PvE, boss vitality, and weapon damage against non-player combatants. So basically they're saying they've tuned, and I hope the case is that they've tuned up weapon damage against PvE enemies, and that they've tuned down boss vitality somewhat. I don't mind the strike boss so much, but a lot of the middle bosses, the majors that you fight leading up, have a little bit too much health given the effectiveness of our weapons right now. And in my previous quick review video of the Destiny beta, I called for a 100% increase, so doubling the effectiveness of grenades and supers and melee against PvE combatants, and also for a small increase to super and ability regeneration. You'll be able to find that video. I'll make sure and link it below, but it's the last video on the channel before this one. So they're feeling validated by our feedback. They've already made some of these changes, they're saying. Moving on, they talk about the Crucible. So for the most part, I have to say, I didn't talk a lot about Crucible matchmaking. There is lag and stuff in the Crucible, but it's so much better than it was in Destiny 1. Most of my Crucible time I've intentionally spent with my friends from my old clan in Australia. I'm near Washington, D.C., so that's a really laggy internet connection for me. And it was pretty smooth in every match, in every mode. So that's a big thing. I think Bungie's really made some improvements there. It's not perfect, but it's so much better than it was. They do talk about matchmaking in Destiny 2. Obviously, the 4x4 format has thrown them a couple of loops, but they're saying the Destiny 2 Crucible matchmaking places a greater emphasis on connection quality. Skill is still a big component, though. So the quick play and competitive modes are designed to serve different moods. They're using the same matchmaking settings in the beta. We'll be able to tune these separately post-beta, and your playtesting will help us going forward. So right now, the matchmaking for both the quick play and the competitive is the same. And that leads to the quick play being way more sweaty than I think players were expecting. But the competitive is probably a little too connection-based. So they're probably going to tweak that out a little bit and try to get you some better differentiation in those experiences. So TLDR, they say here, we are always trying to make sure your connection is solid while also making sure we give you as fair a match as possible. Thanks again for helping us beta test the game. We'll see you Starside. They're tacking all the Destiny 2 beta feedback on the forum. So that's it. They're smashing bugs. They're talking about the connection issues that people are having, Termite, Weasel, Olive, all that stuff that they're fighting. And PlayStation error code CE34878 has to do with Russian language and traditional Chinese, I think. They're looking at the infinite super abilities in the strike. They're going to fix that. Obviously, they're going to fix that. And infinite ammo, I don't even know about that one, but the nice thing there is that they're addressing infinite ammo. They say they've disabled in-game clan invitations for the remainder of the Destiny 2 beta, as the functionality was leading to an increase in error code Weasel. I didn't even know it was available. I hadn't tried to use it, so no big deal. And that's pretty much it as far as substantive stuff. You should always check out This Week at Bungie. I'll include the link below. There's a Bungie bounty that's going to be on Destiny 1, and then we get into the movies of the week, which I'm not going to play. Check them out yourself. The test is not over yet. There's still more fighting to be done. So do what you can, and that's pretty much it. So I want to thank you for watching. That's it for this video. I hope it helped some of you. Links will be below for This Week at Bungie, and also for NASA and the Apollo program. And, today is the day where humans 48 years ago first stepped on the moon. That's a huge deal. And, I enjoy seeing you Starside in game, but really, Guardians, I really want to see you truly Starside. So let's remember that today. Thanks again for watching. You see my information up on screen, Twitch, Twitter, right here on YouTube. You know what to do. Follows, subscribes are free. So, stay in touch, and I'll see you Starside Guardians.